So briefly, who is the task force? I will introduce Dr. Matt Davis, who's a pediatrician and professor at the University of Michigan. Dr. Reynolds is a pediatrician and also the president of the Mott Children's Health Center. Eric Rothstein, who is a national water industry management consultant, and Ken Sikkema, who is now a senior policy fellow at Public Sector Consultants, but is the former majority leader of the Michigan Senate. I would have to go this way. So our charge was to really do an independent study of what happened. The governor asked us to find out what happened and why, and to make recommendations that what happened in Flint never happens again there or anywhere else in the state. Our work included interviewing and discussions with over 63 different individuals, and we reviewed numerous publicly available documents. As I said, the interviews were voluntary, and the individuals were not under oath. But for the most part, we received tons of cooperation, useful information, and insight. The report has three purposes to it. One is to clarify the roles of the parties involved, to assign accountability for what happened, to highlight the causes for the government failures that led to this crisis, and to suggest measures to prevent this from ever happening again. We provided recommendations for the ongoing recovery of the Flint community. And two, we wanted to provide lessons from this experience to better safeguard not only the residents of Flint, but of Michigan. And as I said, to make sure this never happened ever again. So the report is organized as following. There is an executive summary, and in that summary you will find all of our findings and recommendations. We provide background not only on the city of Flint, the water crisis. There is a timeline of key events, and then we put in the regulatory and public health context of what happened. The third section goes to the roles of the government entities in this crisis. As you can see, they're listed above. I will tell you that order is not random. There is responsibilities for this crisis and how that list is comprised. We went to the issues that were presented by this crisis. We talked a lot about environmental injustice of what happened in Flint. We provide a perspective from the community of Flint, from the different sectors in that community. We talk about what's going to be needed for recovery in Flint, and we provide statewide recommendations as well. In the appendices, you will find that there are who we are, the letters that we sent to the governor, who we interviewed, and a full timeline of what is going on. So to summarize what we found is that the Flint water crisis is a story of government failure, intransigency, unpreparedness, delay, inaction, and environmental injustice. It did occur when state-appointed emergency managers had replaced local representative decision-making. It is also a story of something that did work, and that was the citizens who brought this issue forward, the people who wouldn't take no for an answer, who dug into this issue. And it was a citizen, a resident of Flint, who first contacted the EPA and got the ball rolling on what happened. And it was that individual that actually found out that corrosion control treatment was not going on at the Flint water treatment. And it was knowledgeable experts who were willing to question and challenge government leadership. People like Mark Edwards, Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha, and Miguel Del Toro at the EPA. And especially, it was the press, you in this room, the print, the radio, the TV, new media that shone a spotlight on this issue and wouldn't rest until the truth came out. I've been asked several times sort of what caused this. And I think I personally have said that it was a mixture of ignorance, incompetence, and arrogance by many decision makers that created a toxic and tragic situation that produced the Flint water crisis. And it all could have been avoided and prevented. So I'm going to turn it over to my Ken Sikkema and let him go through our, several of our major findings and recommendations.